Good morning, students. Today we will begin our next chapter, lesson number 10, The Rise of Small Kingdoms in North India. Before starting this chapter, we will discuss about Harsha the Great. And students, we have studied about Harsha the Great in 6th class and the work done by Harsha for his subjects. But students, in medieval period, after the death of Harsha, the situation was out of control. How the situation was out of control? Because the North India divided into many small kingdoms after the death of Harsha. And there were many reasons behind the distribution or the disintegration. First, political instability. Political instability because there was no powerful king after Harsha. Second point, lack of proper administration by his weak successor. There was no powerful king after Harsha. That is why the situation of improper administration arose. And third, miserable economic condition of the people of North India. These were the reason behind the disintegration or the division of North India. After this, the three important empires arose between 750 CE and 1000 CE. Here CE means Common Era. And students, the three most powerful empires were the Rashtrakutas, the Palas and the Pratiharas. Students, look at the map. In this map, you can see the Rashtrakutas took over the control of Deccan part of North India. And the Palas, they took over the eastern India, basically the Bengal and Bihar region. And the third most powerful empire was Pratiharas, and they took over the control of southern Rajasthan and Gujarat. Students, these three kingdoms were always engaged in war. Why? Because every empire wanted supremacy. The positive point in that period was the progress of art and literature in that time. Students, let us begin. Let us begin study about these powerful kingdoms one by one. So first we take the Rashtrakutas. Students, basically they established their powerful kingdom in northern Deccan part in 753 CE. They were great warriors, the art lovers and the scholars. Students, Govinda III and Amon Varsha were the powerful kings of the Rashtrakutas, and the founder of Rashtrakutas empire was Danti Durga. Students, they were done lot of work for the welfare of his subjects. First, they took up titles like Chakravarti, Maharaja Dhiraj and Param Bhatarak. And they also supported trade for the prosperity or progress of their subjects. They adopted a policy of religious tolerance also, means they gave respect to other religions also, like the Buddhism, Jainism, Hindus and the Muslims. They supported art and literature. These examples proved that they adopted a policy of religious tolerance. For example, the rock cut temples of Ellora basically belongs to the Hindus and the Buddhist and Jain sects. These examples prove that they adopted the policy of religious tolerance, means they gave respect to other religions also. And The Rashtrakuta king Among Varsha himself was a great lover of Sanskrit. These rulers adopted Jainism, but they adopted a policy of religious tolerance also. That is why Among Varsha himself was a great lover of Sanskrit, and he wrote Kannada poetry named was Kavi Raga Marga. But students, every empire ended, and by the end of 10th century this empire also lose their control. The Chalukyas crushed the power of Rashtrakutas and they took control of their kingdom. Students, I hope you have understood about the Rashtrakutas and the introduction of rise of small kingdom in North India. You will read this chapter with the help of your PDF book. Okay students, thank you. Have a nice day.